Hi, I'm Victoria Pearson, but you can call me V, and a couple of weeks ago I showed you guys how to do a super simple 3-bar plait for very long hair. And I was really pleased with the response that I got for that. That was so lovely. Especially my friend Chin, who is Light Healing on Twitter, showing me his attempts. Doesn't it look fabulous? Well done, Chin. And he's looking forward to seeing me do a fishtail plait. He would like to do a fishtail plait. So I'm going to have a go at that today. I'm going to have to ask you to not look too closely at my nails because I did them myself and I'm rubbish. And bear with me because this kind of plait is easy, but it's fiddly. Okay, so we're going to jump straight into it. I'm doing 2 today to make it easier for you to see. You can obviously do it as one long plait down the back, but that's a bit more tricky to film. And also I don't like how it looks. So I'm sure it'd look great on you. It doesn't suit me. Single plaits behind just don't suit my face shape. Look, just doesn't work for me, does it? My head's too small, I think. Anyway, so we've split our hair into 2 fairly even bits. They won't be completely even because one side of your hair will be thicker than the other. For me, it's this side is the thick side and this side is a bit thinner. You can't tell maybe by looking, but you can tell when you feel. So don't worry if you've got one side that's slightly bigger than the other, slightly thicker, that's fine. We're going to start on this side, give it a quick brush through. I find it a lot easier if my hair's a bit dirty for this, but I washed it yesterday, so it's all soft and floofy and silky, and it's probably going to fall out and be really annoying. So I'm going to take the section of hair that we're going to plait, and we're going to split that into 2 as well. Again, try and get fairly even sections. Might be a bit tricky to show you this bit. Now, this bit is the hardest part, to be honest, because it's very difficult to keep it tight. And so when you're a beginner, you might want to use one of these little clear elastic band type things and cut it out at the end. I don't like to do that though, because I feel like it's not very good for your hair using elastics like that. I'm not going to get more split ends. So we're going to split that hair into 2. Keeping hold of it. I find it easier to hold it like that. And then take a tiny little section from the very back of that. It's quite tricky for you to see what I did there, sorry. You're going to bring it forward into the other section. Hold it there with these fingers so that it doesn't go loose while you take a tiny section from this side too and bring that into your back section. Again, it's quite tricky to keep it tight. That is the only tricky part of these plaits. So again, I'm taking a tiny little bit from the back section and I'm moving it into the front. I don't know how well you can see that so far. But as we come down the plait, it'll become a bit more obvious. Taking a tiny section, holding it there with my fingers while I take hold of the other little section to cross over to keep it nice and tight as we go down. I don't know how well you can see that so far. But we're just taking tiny sections. Now, the more even that you get your sections, like size-wise, the better it's going to look. I am lazy though, so I'm going to go for a messy sort of fishtail that is meant to be a little bit. So do you see how it's much the same as doing a 3-bar plait, really, except that you've only got the 2 bars and you're just taking a tiny section of each to make your 3rd bar. So you're taking the tiny section from the outside and you're moving it to the inside. Tiny section from the outside, move it to the inside. And we're going to just keep doing that all the way down the hair. Maybe I'll speed up a bit or something. Okay, no, let's do it in real time. Let's do it in real time so you can see. At least do this one in real time. So as I'm going down, I'm literally just taking, you can see a bit easier now, tiny little section, move it across, tiny little section, move it across, and we're going to just keep going all the way down the hair. And I don't have to pull as tight now, I've reached here, it's just this bit that can go a bit loose, and in fact my ear's sticking out. We're just going to pull the hair over, that's fine. But if you do find out that you've got a little bit of a baldy looking spot there where you've done that, you can just stick a flowery clip or something in. No one's going to know that that's there to hide something, are they? So as you can see, not all of my sections are as even as they could be. You could be very precious about it and make sure that they're really, really even sections if you wanted to. I'm too chaotic for that sort of business, and I'm just trying to get it done to show you, and so I'm not bothering with that. But do you see how it makes a slightly different kind of plait to the 3-bar? It looks a lot smaller, and it also doesn't look as good on the other side as it does on that side. But that is okay. You can go cross under or over for a fishtail plait. I prefer to cross over. I think it looks neater and better. But you don't have to, but it is quite important to keep consistent with which way you do it, because otherwise when you go to take it out, it's going to become a tangly mess and it's just going to be really annoying. You can, of course, keep going all the way down to the bottom of your hair. I'm not going to do that. I think I'm going to stop any second now so that I can show you different ways that you can style the fishtail as well. Because, of course, you don't have to keep it all nice and neat like that. That is cute, and especially if you've done it with much more even bits of hair than I did, it looks super neat and stuff. But if you want a more sort of relaxed look for it, a bit less buttoned up, you can, once you've put your hair tie in, you can just go up and start pulling bits of these out a little to make it a much more messy vibe sort of plait, which I think looks a lot cuter on this sort of plait than it does on any other kind of plait. Actually, I think that this is the best plait for a messy sort of plait. Just keep pulling it until you're happy with it, and then if you wanted to, you can pull extra out at the bottom so that you can tuck that hairband up, wrap some of this hair around it. I haven't got a hair grip to show you because I did not think of it. I make a sort of messy end. I've pulled that out far too much than I meant to. Okay, we'll go super messy on this one. Fine. That's how the hair gods want it to look today, obviously. And so there, it gives you a much more messy sort of look about it. You can backcomb the tail if you want to make that look all super messy as well. I would backcomb it properly, but my hair will not tolerate staying in a backcomb. It's falling out already because it's just been washed. It's too silky soft to do that with. But yeah, so you can have them super, super neat, or you can have them really, really messy. They're also a good type of plait for if you wanted to thread little jewelly bits in and stuff like that, because you can just hook a sleeper earring into it and it will just look like a hair jewel. But as you can see from the way I'm taking it out there, it is a bit more tricky to take out than your standard 3-bar plait, especially if your sections are not super even. So that was the fishtail plait. It's a little bit tiny bit trickier than the 3-bar plait, but it's really not that tricky once you get the hang of it. It's just the beginning bit can be a little bit fiddly. If I didn't show you as well as you would have liked in that one, I can always refilm that for you and try again. If you want me to try other stuff with my hair, I will give it a go, but we have reached the outer limits of my knowledge here. That is about as good as I normally am with doing my hair. I can do plaits, I can do fishtail plaits, and I can do ponytails, and that is about it really. Like, there is literally nothing else I can do because my hair's always been so long. It's always been quite difficult to manage. And so if you guys want to send me an idea for what I could do with my hair, I will follow a tutorial and see if I can manage it, I guess, because why not? I will be here next Monday, 6 AM UK time. I am not actually sure what I'm going to be doing. I might go to London and do a little video about that, but I might not. We might just have another chaos vlog and see what's happening. This one started as a chaos vlog and that turned out all right, didn't it? Either way, I will be here 6 AM UK time, Monday morning, with something to show you. I'll also be here every morning on your daily shorts, doing my daily gratitude, taking a great big deep breath. Start your day off right. And I do love when you tell me that you've been joining in on that. It really does make me happy. And then on Tuesday, I will be here, assuming I haven't killed him yet, to show you Dave's progress, the terrarium, see how he's getting on. He seems a lot happier than he was under the window. And also on Wednesday, I think I'll be doing a little Witchy Wednesday reading for you. A little bit of an intuitive card read. If it comes up in your feed, then it is for you. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't, all that business, as usual. Until then, you have yourself a magical week.